Greetings. Welcome to the new paradigm. So Glow and Tess, what's happening? Mic check. Can you hear us?
We are live now.
We're live now. How's your world?
Hi. So we are live here at Chase Bank with Extinction Rebellion during a protest against Chase because they need to divest from fossil fuels. They are now one of the biggest banks in the world funding fossil fuels and a pipeline that's going into Minnesota that is going to destroy native indigenous land, water and resources. So here we have Extinction Rebellion have actually done some drawings. I'll show you them on the floor here. So this first one is Exhibit A. It's about a broken treaty because the Line 3 pipeline is a breach of the treaty between the Ojibwe people and the United States. The pipeline would have a long-term detrimental effect on tribal land, resources, spiritual places, and medicines, food, and members. If Line 3 is built, it will be another historical broken promise against Native Americans. That's Exhibit A over here. Exhibit B, wild rice fields. Wild rice is fragile and sensitive to contamination. The proposed Line 3 route would cross 340 miles of northern Minnesota, right through the heart of wild rice country, crossing more than 200 water bodies and 75 miles of wetlands. Wild rice is a centerpiece of the Anishinaabe culture. I'll go on to the third one. Here we have Exhibit C, which is about endangered wildlife. The Line 3 pipeline crosses wetlands that are thriving habitats for native and migratory birds in a diverse spectrum of wildlife. In 2010, an Enbridge pipeline in Michigan, 1.2 million gallons of tar sands, crude oil into the Kalamazoo River. Nearly 4,000 birds and other wildlife, including the Canada geese, great blue herons, and hundreds of turtles, required care from issues relating to the oil. So not only is this going to affect the indigenous lands, it's going to affect the water, it's going to affect the wildlife. So here they've created a crime club. So
Oh, we seem to have lost Tess and Glow. Just be a moment. I'm sure they'll sign on with us again.
Okay, so we're back. Sorry, we had a bit of a technical difficulty.
No worries. Okay. We're back.
Guess what? Chase Bank is the major finances of this project.
Beauty.
So
Major finances of this project.
I'll show you guys a little bit about what's going on here.
Chase Bank is one of the major financiers of the terrible Line 3 project running right through the center of our country. Poised to dump God knows how much oil on our pristine Mississippi headwater. Please, people, think about this. If you are invested in Chase Bank in any way, shape, or form, please, please pull your money out of Chase. You want to do one better? Call them up and tell them why you're doing it. Tell them to stop it. You know, there's no reason why they can't just take a normal business, you know, with boutique banking as they see, you know, a little money here, a little money there. But no, they want to make the big bucks, and they want to do it at our expense. They're using your money to fund fossil fuel infrastructure. And Extinction Rebellion would like you to know that all you have to do to help is to pull your money out of Chase Bank. That's all you got to do. It's really just that simple. That and stop driving cars, stop consuming drugs.
So some more facts that I could tell you guys. So Chase Bank is guilty of funding mass extinction, including human extinction, by continuing to fund fossil fuel development, including the devastating Line 3 pipeline project in Minnesota. Chase Bank is the world's biggest funder of fossil fuel expansion. Like, that is incredible. I didn't know that. Chase is one of the principal funders of the disastrous Line 3 tar sands pipeline expansion, where water protectors on the front lines on the Anishinaabe lands in Minnesota are facing off against the oil giant Enbridge. Enbridge have literally never, I repeat, never built a pipeline that hasn't spilt. As we face planetary collapse, Chase is pouring billions into the industry that we know is destroying life on this planet. What can you do? Close your account with Chase. If you have a Chase Bank account, close it down. Find a new bank, consider switching to a credit union, a local bank, or a socially responsible bank, because your money is literally going to fund this pipeline. And right now we have natives in Minnesota in the snow, in the freezing, trying to protest against this. And we need this. They need our support. We need to support them. The natives have had so much done to them. They've had so much bad things happen to them because of colonization, because of us taking their resources. We really, really need to support them and show our love and support by doing this.
So we're here at the Chase divesting protest, and we're just here with, what's your name?
My name is Eric.
Eric?
Yeah.
And we're just gonna have him tell us a little bit about what we're doing here. So can you tell me a little bit about what's going on?
Sure. Well, so Extinction Rebellion is a participant in a national program called Stop the Money Pipeline, and it is primarily an action against Chase Bank, although there are many other financiers in the United States and outside of the United States that are contributing to fossil fuels. And basically, it's a campaign to try to convince people to take all their money and all their investments out of financial institutions that are funding fossil fuel exploration, funding fossil fuel infrastructure projects. The most important example of which right now is the Line 3. It's a pipeline that runs from Canada down to the Great Lakes region. And so we have been focusing for a while on Chase Bank simply because worldwide they are the single largest financier of fossil fuel infrastructure projects.
And what have they said about it, Chase? Has anyone contacted them about this? What is their line on the subject?
They don't really have a line about it. They have some really generic environmental policies, quote unquote, that they sometimes talk about. Probably, we talk to bank managers sometimes, but these are people really low down on the food chain in their structure, and they're always very polite to us. But they haven't presented any public language that would suggest that they're considering divesting from fossil fuel. We expect that the next thing that will happen, if the pressure is great enough, is that they'll make an announcement to say that they're going to divest. But what we've learned about that is that's usually just another step in their sort of denial of the process. They'll make a public statement, and then they feel like that satisfies everyone, but it's not going to satisfy us. We want to see actual divestment. What we would especially like to see was, at the end of this month, the Line 3 needs to have its quarterly financing, reinstated. And we would love to see one of the financial institutions pull their money out of it. a financial institution that actually pulled money out of line 3 would actually be doing something. Anything less than that really would be lip service, I think.
Thank you.
And what's the crowd like there?
We have more exhibits here that I'd like to tell you about. So we have Exhibit D, which is about forest loss. Forests are being raised to create a path for the new Line 3 oil pipeline. Nearly 3 billion Enbridge energy project that will carry hundreds of thousands of barrels a day of tar sands, crude oil, some of the dirtiest oil in the world, and would contribute the equivalent of 50 coal plants worth of carbon pollution to the atmosphere. That is shocking. And then we also have the endangered wildlife. The Line 3 pipeline crosses wetlands that are thriving habitats for native and migratory birds and a diverse spectrum of wildlife. In 2010, an Enbridge pipeline in Michigan spilled more than 1.2 million gallons of tar sands crude oil into the Kalamazoo River. Nearly 4,000 birds and other wildlife, including the Canada geese, great blue herons, and hundreds of turtles, require care from issues relating to the oil. And then, as mentioned before, but it got cut off, the wild rice fields. Wild rice is fragile and sensitive to contamination, and this is the livelihood of the indigenous people. This is what they use to survive, to create abundance, and to create food. The proposed Line 3 route would cross 340 miles of northern Minnesota and would cross right through the heart of wild rice country, crossing more than 200 water bodies and 75 miles of wetlands. Wild rice is a centerpiece of the Anishinaabe culture. I mean, if they're going to cross over 200 water bodies, and this company have never ever created an oil pipeline that's never spilt. It's spilt every single time they've created one. This means that we are at risk of having 200 water bodies could get contaminated with oil. So that's just shocking.
Yeah, it's just, we have to really think about bringing the energy of our water and how we can save and protect this precious resource, and you know, focus on the solutions, and you know, what are the solutions to this water crisis, to this human crisis, to you know, to save ourselves, to protect our livelihoods and our water. And I feel like it starts within. It starts with every action, with every moment, and we want to anchor in some light and some grounding to this space, and you know, just bringing us back into the present moment, into what is our goal as a society, to move beyond the narrative of the fossil fuel industry controlling the media, controlling the narrative, into shifting into a narrative of regenerating the planet. And so we want to emanate this frequency that we're anchoring in this moment for the light, for all of humanity, to birth a new society, one that works for all, one where we have clean water, clean shelter, community, culture for everyone, every being.
Yeah, and not only is this about, you know, our own resources, this is about the native indigenous people who have been persecuted, who have had their resources stolen from them, their land stolen from them, They've been lied to. And now that any land that they've been given back now is being threatened to be tarnished and to be destroyed by these oil companies and by the very same people that have been persecuting them for years and years and years. And so this really is a human rights issue. It's an environmental issue that affects every single one of us. So if you have an account with Chase Bank, it's up to you to close that account down because your money is literally funding this. And so we're asking people to take direct action right now. And, you know, the only way that these companies and these corporations listen is by actually boycotting them because they only listen to money. So if you take your money out of their account and enough people do this, it'll create enough of an impact for them to listen. And that's the only way that we can get through to these corporations right now because money is the only thing that speaks to them.
And I feel like, you know, what solutions can we offer to divest your money from a fossil fuel industry bank? You know, things like cryptocurrency and moving beyond into a resource-based economy where we can create wealth in this new space of seeds and Bitcoin and moving into what we actually value as a society, and is destroying the Amazon rainforest. And we have to move beyond this financial system and beyond this currency and really put our values back into our economy.
Yeah, and making it a resource-based economy because that is the most precious thing we have on this planet right now are our resources. And no one needs to starve. There is enough resources in abundance to go around. They just need to be distributed fairly. And so that's what we're facing right now is this crossroads of do we carry on destroying the planet? Do we carry on investing into these companies that are... If you vote with your money every single day when you go into the supermarket and you vote for your money, that is basically you creating action. You are voting every single day that you go into the supermarket. You are voting who you want to support. So if you are supporting Chase Bank, if you are supporting Coca-Cola or Nestle or these other companies that are destroying the planet, that is to do with you. That is your responsibility to be as a conscious consumer and to take action, because right now the only hope we have is the hearts and intentions of people around the world to do the right thing, because these corporations and governments are not doing it. We have to do it on an individual level and put pressure on these corporations to make these decisions and to change what they're doing, because no one is holding them accountable right now. So we really need to come together and do something about this, and it does start at an individual level, and we can do something about this if we unite and we take action, support local, support organic, support things that are in congruence and that are supporting our planet.
Yeah, we want to really make it easy and accessible for people to find local produce, local products, and products that are eco-friendly, that are earth-friendly, that are good for us and the environment. And so one of our missions is also to support people who are creating apps that are navigating, and so that we can find where we can support these small businesses, where we can find people that are bridging the way into a new paradigm.
Yeah. I wanted to speak about these other new drawings they've made. So the treaty, the Line 3 pipeline, is a breach of the treaty between the Ojibwe people and the United States. The pipeline lands, resources, and spiritual places, medicines, food, and members. If Line 3 is built, it'll be another historical broken promise against the natives. And here we have one about the water. Similar in size and purpose to the recently defeated Keystone XL pipeline, Enbridge's Line 3 is proposed to transport tar sands oil over 1,000 miles right through the heart of Anishinaabe territory and some of the best lakes and wild rice beds in the whole entire world. The proposed route endangers 3 of the continent's major watersheds, including the Great Lakes, home to 1/5 of the world's freshest water. This also affects public health. Pipelines present numerous risks to the nearby communities, which tend to be BIPOC communities and low-income communities. Things like pipeline leaks, ruptures, and explosions harm the soil, air, and water, which cause public health issues and harm sacred indigenous sites. With renewable energy on the rise and a desperate need to shift towards a renewable energy economy, there's no reason to keep building pipelines other than corporate greed. I think we kind of know that it always boils down to corporate greed.
So on top of doing the wrong thing, on top of investing in further fossil fuel use and consumption, we're just being used like a road. We're like a roadway.
So yeah, really great action here. We're seeing Chase Bank customers coming in to draw money, and they are now finding out what their money is supporting. They're now finding out what their banks are actually doing with their money. Yeah, so Glow and I actually, the reason why we're even here in Los Angeles is because we are filming a solutions documentary called Living the Solution, and it's all about how providing solutions on an individual level and what people can do, empowered solutions that they can take in their own homes in order to create a more regenerative lifestyle of conscious consumerism, mindful practices. And so we're here, and we were interviewing this amazing lady at a refill store, and she told us about this process, and it was so much in alignment with what we're doing. We're here to regenerate the planet, and we're here to use media and use, the news, the true news, instead of this like lies that we're being fed with by CNN and Fox News and all these other places. We're actually using the media to create true news, to tell people exactly what's going on. It's, uncensored, unfiltered news. And not only now are we talking about this protest, but we're also talking about good news, filming all these amazing nonprofits, all these amazing projects. All these amazing projects that are regenerating the planet. We're going to show the good news of what's going on to bring hope to people that are in a time of chaos and uncertainty. We're going to bring the good news and show how amazing these people are that are bringing around the world these new solutions to create a new earth.
Yeah, and we just want to anchor in this idea and concept of how we can shift our story and share stories through the media and just break through to the other side, beyond the marketing, beyond the ads, because the story that we know this world is created, it's being perpetuated through the ads and through this industry. And so our mission is to really shift this and to dissolve all this nonsense of these ads trying to sell us things, and to shift this media into the new earth stories, into the amazing stories all around the world. We have all these millions of trees being planted in Africa, and we're bringing water filters in Guinea with our foundation Aisha, and in the Amazon we're protecting the tribes with Extinction Rebellion and B1, and all these amazing organizations and networks are being formed, as we know, are being expanded, and this is our mission, to really just uplift everyone and build a network of networks so that we can distribute content and resources to all the projects around the world.
Yeah, I think we're really at a critical time now where we need to get these amazing solutions and these amazing visionaries and nonprofits and projects to really unite together, for us to sing the same song, for us to really share each other's work, because we are so separated right now and we're not able to get much done because so many people are doing the same things and we have the same goals and same values, but we're so fragmented right now. And everyone can still keep their same trademark, their same brand, their same signature frequency, but to share resources and wisdom and to share each other's projects, because we need to shift this narrative from competition to collaboration and cooperation and co-creation. That's the only way we're going to build this new earth, is if we come together and share our resources and our wisdom with each other, because I feel like we all hold the codes, we all are the missing puzzle pieces of this great masterpiece, and if we come together we can really make a huge change. So it's a real call to action to share, to find other organizations like yours and reach out to them and share what you can with them and see if we can create this new earth together, because we can only do it by uniting. It's the only way that we've been able to be controlled, is because they've divided us. They're dividing us with all these different, with countries, with race, with language. They're always trying to divide us, but at the end of the day we all have a good heart. We all want the same things. We all want joy and abundance. We all want love. We all want freedom. We all want to share our gifts and passions. We want to live in community. We want to have clean water and trees to breathe. Like, we all want those same things. So if we all unite together, then we can really do something about it. And this is a call to action. If you have an idea, if you're inspired by a project, like get involved, like either donate or get involved by volunteering or start your own project. Or, this is really the time to stop acting small and step up to your gifts and your powers. Like the world needs you, needs your light, needs your voice. And this is the time is now. We're really at a crossroads where we really need to come together and unite and make these things happen.
Yeah, and so we're just gonna close shortly, and all that sounds super amazing. We have an event happening tomorrow in Florida with the water, a water protector event in Florida with the Tree of Light and the Ancestral Medicine Revival. And also we have a live show on Sunday with the Futures Now Experience. And we're ramping up for Earth Week, so we're gonna continue sharing these live updates from our documentary series and also from all the events that are happening live for Earth Week, because it's so incredible. Just like every day I find a new event that's happening for Earth Week, and this is really like the greatest time in history that we're rewriting our story and we're uniting these networks together. Thank you, Kirill, for hosting us.
Thank you, Kirill.
In
Thank
New
you
York,
so
this
much.
New York studio.
Rock on. Beautiful work. We'll be in touch.
So much love.
Yeah. Stay safe. Stay beautiful. We'll be in touch.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share this with your networks, and join us on the adventures to come.